we are here, the Half Moon Bay Pumpkin Festival. I just had to unload the bus, then I had to go move the bus to park it, and now I have to walk all the way back to all my stuff to go set up. So we are gonna do that, and we're gonna get the day started. All right. The festival doesn't start for another 45 minutes, and we already made our first sale. I sold a pumpkin acrylic hat. So yay! How are you? Thank you. We Googled ridiculous ways that people really died and then put those on the certificates. Thank you, I did. Everything's handmade by me. So these ones are made with 100% merino wool, and then this group here is acrylic. Isn't it so soft? Knit.
Thank you.
Completely sold out of ghosts.
Is that 25?
Yay! We are back in our booth for the morning. It is Sunday. I brought my wagon with all my stuff that I took home yesterday, my coffee, and now we're gonna set it up. So let's get to it. This is how I'm setting up the booth this morning. So we still have our pumpkin patch over here. I moved what I have left of the little acrylic baby hats to this crate because this is all I have for baby hats, merino baby hats left. So I thought I would just do all of the baby hats together, except for the newborns. I have 2 new shawls on the mannequin, and then new hats on those mannequins. I need to move that pile of pumpkin hats. That's all I have for back stock. We still have the acrylic hats, the acrylic headbands, acrylic children's hats, acrylic chunky hats. And then the same with the merino beanies. We have the palms out front, no palms, no palms. And then those slouchy Addy ones in there. I did add the cup cozies here. And I didn't have any tape or any way to make signs, but I did find a dry erase marker. So I just dry erased a little sign saying cup cozies are $5. And then we still have our hair scrunchies. I think we sold out of the bows. Yeah, I don't have any bows left. So all I have are the scrunchies. So that's looking good. And then a slouchy hat on the mannequin to show that style. And then I will swing you guys over here. Because we sold out of the ghosts, I thought I would put the pumpkins up here with the gnomes. We only have one bird's nest thing left, so that's exciting. I only have one pair of fingerless mitts. And then there's newborn hats. And then these down here, I had the baby acrylic hats. Those were both full of baby acrylic hats. But since those are sold, I just added more yarn. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how it looks. And I'm gonna take down my front wall and we're gonna be open for the day. It's like 8:15 in the morning. This many people and it hasn't even opened yet. Every time I finish a hat, I say, this is my favorite one. I just finished the scrappy one and I'm like, this is my favorite one. But I absolutely love how these scrappy hats come together and have so much personality. Like, this one uses similar colors, but it just looks totally different because of the brown. But I love them. Okay, it's 2 o'clock. It's been crazy. Oh, there's nobody in the booth right now, so I'm going to take you out and show you what we're looking at. It's looking pretty slim. So let's go see. Okay, we sold out of all of our pumpkin or acrylic pumpkins. We have 2 candy corn hats left. Got some merino pumpkins. These are all the acrylic baby hats we have left. These are the only merino baby hats we have left. We sold some of these acrylic ones. Hi guys! Let me know if you have any questions. We sold all but like 3 of our gnomes, so I moved the headbands over here. I need to move these. We only have 1 pair of fingerless mitts still here. And then we still have some merino hats. Well, a lot of merino hats. Okay. The marina hat's like a little better now. Put a new hat up on the mannequin. Yeah. Got a couple cup cozies left, but sold quite a few of them. Great gift ideas. We're looking good. A whale! Look! Look at what a beautiful end to the festival weekend. There's whales! Thank you, God! Look how pretty! Hello, crafty friends! We are back home after the craft fair. It is Tuesday, the 21st today. The craft fair was the Half Moon Bay Pumpkin Festival was this past weekend. And wow, it was so much fun. I absolutely enjoyed being there, talking to all the people, seeing all the different outfits. Yeah, so let's talk about it. So Saturday, I drove up to Half Moon Bay in the dark. The drive is absolutely gorgeous, but it was pitch black, so I couldn't see a thing. And then I set up. I did it completely by myself. So my kids weren't there. My husband wasn't there. He came on Sunday. But as far as Saturday, I had been really nervous about having to unload. We call it the bus, but it's like a big passenger van. So I was really nervous about having to unload it find my spot by myself, unload the bus by myself, and then leave all my stuff there while I went to go find parking. And then I had to trek back to my spot, and then I had to set it up by myself, and then I had to work the booth the whole day by myself. So I had been really nervous and just apprehensive about it. I knew I could do it, but until you are actually there, I tend to work things up in my head a little bit. So it went fine. I unloaded everything. I moved my bus. There was plenty of parking pretty close by. There was this whole vendor lot that nobody was really parking in. And the guy just asked if I was a vendor. I showed him my pass and he waved me on through. So that was really nice to be able to have parking close by. And then I walked back to my booth. My neighbors actually helped me set up my canopy. The spots were so tight together and back to back that normally when I'm setting up my canopy, I can tilt it, like to set up the front legs, I can tilt it back or I can tilt it to the side. But because both my side neighbors were already set up and my back neighbor was already set up, the only way to set up the canopy was to go straight up. And I can't do that by myself because you have to have people lifting the other corners. So my neighbors, without me even asking, they just came over and helped pop up my tent corners. I did get it all spread out and like clicked out by myself. And then they helped me just pop it up. So that way I wasn't going to be knocking into their spaces at all. So that was a godsend. And then there was plenty of time for me to set everything up and kind of just like take a deep breath. But I was all set up by like 8. At 8:15, I had my first sale and the craft fair started at 9. And by 9, I think I'd already sold like $100 worth of stuff. So that was so encouraging just to know that people wanted to buy my stuff enough that they were shopping before it even opened. So, the rest of the day I filmed a little bit, but not much because it was so busy and I was there by myself. And I realized, so I use both my phone and my iPad for taking transactions. A lot of people do tap to pay, and I can't do that on the iPad, so I have to have the phone available for taking payments. And so I have like the little square reader that just plugs into my phone. But I was recording videos and I left it plugged in. I didn't realize it cancels out the audio. I think it thinks I have like headphones or a microphone or something plugged into it. It doesn't recognize what is plugged into my phone. And so a lot of the video that I took for you guys, I just had to delete. So now I know that if I'm going to record a video on my phone, sorry, the dog is here, not to leave the little card reader plugged in because it makes it so you can't hear anything. Other than that, there wasn't any hiccups. I had been worried about the internet, and I was very glad that I had brought my hotspot because people that didn't have their personal Wi-Fi hotspots pretty much were screwed. They were having a lot of trouble. So that was something that I was glad that I had got for the last craft fair, and invested in that. Also one of my last videos, I had mentioned that I was printing out credit card, like manual, where you write down the credit card information. And a lot of you guys had suggested that Square will do offline mode, which yes, Square will. But at my last craft fair in San Carlos, I still haven't even uploaded that video, so you guys haven't seen the drama that I went through. Square wouldn't even open. And so it didn't matter if Square could do offline or not because Square would not respond. It just kept saying there was a connectivity error and it wouldn't open. So that's what I was afraid of, was that Square wasn't even going to be working. And if that happened again, then offline mode would not even be an option. So that's why I was printing out the credit card forms, but I didn't even have to use them because it worked great. So that was one worry that I didn't need to worry about, but I was glad I had them prepared, and now I have them printed out for any future craft fairs. The cats are playing down here too. So Saturday was busy. I didn't realize there was a bathroom like right behind me, and I thought I had to walk like half a mile to the field of porta potties. And so, sorry, it's the cat. So I just didn't go to the bathroom at all. And I was like nervous to drink too much water because then I would have to leave the booth unmanned. And I had planned it out where like if I was going to have to leave the booth, I would just put up my front tent wall and just be back as soon as I could. But then later, or I guess Sunday morning, one of the other vendors was like, there's a bathroom right behind us. So I was very thankful that they told me that. So Saturday, yeah, let's look at the numbers because it was crazy busy. So normally when I go to a craft fair, I have a paper like this and I just write down, you know, like merino child pumpkin hat for $50. So I write down what what sells and how much it sold for. And then like down here, I write if they paid cash. Just so then when I go to reconcile my numbers, I know if I've missed something or if I forgot to write something down. And I have kind of a general idea of what I'm looking at. But normally I just have one paper, and that's one paper for the whole day. This craft fair, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I had, okay, so Saturdays, let's look at this. I wrote at the top, Half Moon Bay, Saturday. And then I started writing down all the sales. And then I realized I'd filled up the paper and it was barely even noon. So then I said Saturday before noon. And then I have one that's Saturday afternoon. So that way, I don't know, I just could add it up better. So before noon on Saturday, I sold $929 before noon on the first day. Oh my goodness. It was so exciting. I mean, at my last 2-day festival, I think I made $1,600 for the whole 2 days. And so my goal for this one was $2,500. And that was my goal for my last craft fair. And I think I made like $1,700, which I was still excited about. $1,700 is a lot of sales. But anyways, my goal was $2,500 for this craft fair. I think $2,500 is about what I had made or what I had sold last time I did this festival. And so that's where I was getting that number from. The booth fee was $500 to sign up for. And this one did not have a commission. So the past like 3 big ones that I've done, they've cost like almost $500. And then you have to pay 10% on top of that. Like you have to turn it in at the end of the festival. They call it a commission. And so I think because this pumpkin festival was sponsored by Safeway, which is like our local big grocery store chain, I think that's why we didn't have to do the commission fee. But I'm incredibly thankful because, so the booth fee was high. It's the highest I've ever paid at like $500, but there was no commissions. So sorry if you hear the cats and now the dog's growling. Chaos. Okay, so back to the numbers. So before noon on Saturday, we were at $929. Then after noon, I sold $779 worth of product. So it was over at 5. So in the first 3 hours, well, 4 hours if you start counting when people came early, we did almost 1,000. And then after that, we did about 700. So 929 plus the 779 brings us a total of 1,708 for one day. I was just driving home and I was over the moon. And I just kept saying like, thank you, Lord, for such a good day. And not only was it a good day monetarily, it was so much fun. Just seeing people's delight at the knitting, seeing people all dressed up in pumpkin gear. There was a lot of witches. There was a costume contest. And so people went all out on their costumes. And people, I mean, they had like pumpkin socks and pumpkin, shoes and pumpkin like scarves and pumpkin shirts. Everything was pumpkin. It was so fun. The festival was absolutely gigantic. They estimate that over 200,000 people come, which just blows my mind. I believe it because there was just crowds and crowds of people. Even on Sunday when I was able to escape to go use the bathroom, I mean, it was impossible to even get, like to the other side of the street because there was so many people. So, and it was very well run. It was very well managed. There was, a crap ton of people, but it was very well contained, and there was lots of EMTs walking around, lots of police presence, just to make themselves known. Yeah, so I was very impressed with how it was run. It's like the 54th or 55th annual, so they've been doing it for a while. And I think it's one of California's biggest festivals. I mean, not counting like Coachella and all those, but I don't know. Anyways, it was really big. There was a lot of people. Okay. Saturday night driving. It was so nice that it ended at 5 and not 6, because then I got to drive home and the sun was setting over the ocean. And again, I spent the night at my parents' house, so I got to go back to their house and see the kids and have some dinner. And I stopped on the drive a few times to take videos of the sunset and the ocean because it was just gorgeous. Then Sunday, I was able to go a little bit later. I didn't have to be there quite so early to set up, but I did want to go early enough that I could set up and be open in case people started shopping early, and they did. So Sunday, I went, and I had brought my product home with me Saturday night, so I just wheeled back in my bags of hats. And then my husband joined me at the festival around maybe 1 in the afternoon, just so I could have some help at the teardown and like emotional support, because it was the end of the 2-day festival and I was getting pretty tapped out. And that way he could, get us food or relieve me for bathroom breaks or just whatever. And he was working Saturday, so he couldn't come then, or he would have come then too. But let's talk numbers for Sunday, and then I'll tell you the final number. Okay, so Sunday, before noon, so again, the first 3 hours, I sold $834 worth of product. Sunday afternoon, I sold $948. So that brings us to the total for Sunday is $1,782. So just slight, Saturday's was $1,708. So like almost $80 better than Saturday. And I thought Sunday would be way less because there was a 5K race and there, people have church, and just, I thought Saturday would be busier. So I was not expecting Sunday to be even better than Saturday. So those 2 days, the grand total brings us to $3,490. That is the most I've ever sold at a festival, and I'm completely flabbergasted. Like, I way blew my goal out of the water, and I'm so excited. It feels so good to know that people like my stuff. Yeah, so Sunday we were able to just enjoy the festival. And Saturday I'd said, even if I don't sell a single thing on Sunday, like, I would be happy with what I'd made. And so it was nice Sunday just to be relaxed and be like, it's all good. It's all fun. And just having my husband there was fun. So Sunday night, I had to drive back to my parents to pick up the kids. And driving home, I stopped because, again, the sunset was just stunning. And as you guys saw in the video, there was humpback whales. So, yeah, I just texted my parents and I was like, I'm stopping to go whale watching because why not? So it was just such a good ending to a great weekend. And the whole thing was so much fun. And I would do this again every single year if I could. So that was my experience at the Half Moon Bay Pumpkin Festival. Now it's Tuesday. Tomorrow I'm leaving again because we're taking the kids to Legoland. They don't know it. It's a complete surprise. So my mom and I are going to take them for Mabel's birthday, and it's like a 9-hour drive. I think it's a 6-hour drive, but because we have the kids, it'll be like a 9-hour drive. So we're leaving tomorrow morning. So I have to secretly pack for the kids and myself tonight without the kids noticing, which is really hard to do because they're everywhere. But I'm also trying to figure out how much knitting to bring because my mom's driving on the way down and I'm driving on the way back. So that's like 9 hours of knitting time. And then we'll have, hotel time and downtime. And I'm hoping I can bring my needles into the park and they'll let me knit while I walk around, but we'll see. I don't want to push it. Yeah, so I'm furiously winding yarn while the kids have the remnants of their quiet time, and then we're gonna leave in the morning. So thank you so much for watching this. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you would subscribe, if you would give me the thumbs up, and leave a comment. I love reading your comments. It's so much fun. I think our channel has like 23 subscribers now, which is pretty exciting in my little world. And I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'm so glad you're here. And if you're not a subscriber yet, I would love if you subscribe and you can join our family. So thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, take care.